Hi, I'm Fuzz Townsend. Welcome to Novol, the innovative automotive paint manufacturer. Novol have come up with a process that is designed specifically for classic cars. So I want to take a look to see what's going on behind the doors there and to walk through the process with you. Come with me. So you've found your dream car and it looked great in the photos, but the paint's dull, it's micro blistered, there's sunken filler and there's rust. In your mind's eye, you know that this car can look absolutely brilliant, but there's a process that needs to be followed. If you want this car to look great and to look great for a long time, then you need to follow the Novol process. Okay guys, how's it going?
Okay. Hey. Hello.
Cool. So this is the start of the process. We're back to bare metal. And it's now that the car's at its most vulnerable to attack from airborne water vapour. So it could rust on the surface without us seeing it, and that will contaminate it. Now, there is still rust in the headlight bowls there and around the windscreen pan. So that will have to be neutralised with Novol's recommended rust converter. This will then allow us time to do any fabrication work that's necessary without any further danger of rust occurring. And once that's done, we can clean it again, and it's time for the 2-pack epoxy primer. On bare steel, we're going to need at least 2 coats of that. If it has been media blasted, you will need at least 3 coats. There's a 15-minute flash off between each coat at 20 degrees, and that's most important. Once the final coat has been applied, it will need 24 hours at 20 degrees, or alternatively, 45 minutes in an oven at 60 degrees Celsius. It's most important. So what we're going to do now is get this car into the paint booth, because we're going to show the application of the 2-pack epoxy primer. We'll be applying at least 3 coats of this. Firstly, we'll be doing the hard to reach places and all the hard edges. Then we'll go over the rest of the body, and we'll do that a total of 3 times. I keep saying it, but it's massively important. So now Chris is going to mix the epoxy and the hardener, and also the thinner. The ratios are 3 parts epoxy to 1 part hardener plus 20% thinners. You may be wondering why we're priming this car when we haven't done any of the filler work. That's because filler is porous. It can absorb moisture from the atmosphere and hold it against the bare, clean steel, causing rust and subsequent lifting of the filler and any other layers on top. We're avoiding this by coating the steel in that barrier layer of epoxy anti-corrosive primer. That means the steel will be kept in perfect condition underneath. We're ready to start painting. This is just a small part of the Novol laboratories. This is where Novol for classic cars has been developed and rigorously tested, meaning that you can rest assured that your classic car will be receiving superb anti-corrosion protection and also a superb final finish. So let's have a look, see what's going on in here. So here we have some of the fillers that Novol has developed specifically for use on classic cars. There's blue light with its mixing indicator. This helps to eliminate the problems caused by poorly mixed filler. And there's elastic fibre, useful in areas prone to flexibility. And there's aluminium filler, which is used in areas subject to wide temperature variations, such as bonnets and roofs. So here we can see a car that's partway through the process. You can see the initial epoxy primer stage there, and also on the back here, the blue light filler, which has now turned white, meaning that we know that it is actually properly mixed. You can see some grey areas and also some seam sealer. The grey areas are isolator primer, and this is going to receive another coat of isolator primer before top coats are applied. The isolator primer is most important as it provides a barrier between unalike materials, meaning that you get no reactions. Now at the back here, I can see the shiny epoxy primer. It's still there, which acts as a great guide for where to fill and where to work the metal. It's all as clear as day, and that's the great thing about Novol epoxy primer when it dries with this almost glossy finish. And here we can see aluminium filler has been used in place of any of the other fillers. It's perfectly okay to use that. It's a little more expensive to do so, but it means that the whole car, if it's subject to any heat or any extremes of temperature, will all move with the filler. It's going to be perfect. This is going to be a very high-class finish on this car. Come with me to have a look at a car that is completely painted using the Novol for classic cars system. It's right here. From bare metal through to the protective primer, the correct fillers in the correct places, the isolator primer, the colour coats and the clear coats. It really is absolutely stunning. It looks as good today as when it left the workshop. No shrinkage, no cracking, no marks, no telltale signs that this has ever been painted. It looks absolutely superb. The lines have been captured perfectly. If you'd like your car to look as stunning as this for years to come, insist on Novol for classic cars.